is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? My name's Tony, aka Star Wars Sith, and welcome to another episode of Sith Talk, where we talk Star Wars news, rumors, and coming soon. Today we have back on the show Andrea from the Padawan Chronicles YouTube channel. How you doing, Andrea?
Good. Super honored to be back. It's always so much fun. It's not like I'm
Yeah,
saying that as if we don't do live streams literally every single week.
I know exactly. So you were the first one on the show, and now you're the first one to come on for the second time. So I
Does
got some
that come with the
special.
plaque? I hope that comes with the plaque.
Yeah, we could figure something out,
Okay.
but tell us a little bit about your channel, what your channel focuses on, and where we could find you.
Oh, good. I'm super glad I get a second chance to explain this because looking back at our first interview, I realized I did such a bad job at explaining. I was just unprepared for the most basic question, which is, "What's your channel about?" So
Yeah.
hey everyone, I'm Andrea from the Padawan Chronicles. You've probably seen me hereabouts before. Tony and I like to do live streams together. Right now we have a weekly Mando talk where we talk about this week's Mandalorian episode, and that's been really fun. So definitely make sure to tune into those. But my channel is a Star Wars channel, obviously. But the reason I went doing it is because I was really excited to talk about Kenobi. But I was honestly really intimidated because, if you're on YouTube talking Star Wars, you're kind of expected to be like a subject matter expert, and to have
Yeah.
seen every show and watched every movies at least 10 times and maybe gotten into the comic books and the novels and that's not me. So I grew up with the films. My dad was a huge Star Wars fan ever since the original trilogy came out. And so I was exposed to Star Wars from a very, very young age. And we would go to like Star Wars month at Disney World because I grew up in
Mm,
Florida. So it was always like there was always an exposure to Star Wars. And then I got really into the prequel trilogy as a kid. And Revenge of the Sith was actually my favorite movie in third grade, which is so
wow,
odd.
third grade.
Revenge of the Sith of all movies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I just thought it was so epic and so very cool. And so I've always just had a constant love for Star Wars, and it's just always been a constant in my life, but I'm by no means an expert. So when I set
Mm,
out to create the channel, I wanted people to know that, like, right off the bat, like, hey, I love Star Wars. It's a big part of my childhood and it's very meaningful to me, but I'm by no means an expert. So please don't expect that. Hence the
yeah.
Padawan Chronicles. Just me exploring something that I love and love to nerd out about and wanted to get to know other people that were also Star Wars fans. And so that's kind of where the name comes from. And my hope is that everyone that comes to the channel feels that way. They feel like it's
Hmm.
okay to have only, just started their Star Wars experience, or if they've been exposed to it all their life like I have, but still don't know very much about the lore or the
Yeah.
specifics, like that's okay too. It's just meant to be fun and it's meant to be an exciting adventure. So, why would we put pressure on that?
Yes, exactly. Awesome. So I'll have all your info down in the description below, guys. So if you have not seen your channel yet, definitely check it out. So it's so pretty much everyone that comes on, it was always they get the same three questions, so people could kind of like prepare for it if they're going to be a guest because they know what's coming. Now I have a new set of questions for people that come on for the second time, so you'll be the first one to get this set of questions.
Love
And
it.
as I was preparing, I realized, oh crap, I'm gonna have to answer these questions too. I haven't even answered these yet, so I had to like kind of think about it too. So the first one, are you ready?
Well, I was gonna say I love how I was like the first one to enter into the first three questions totally blind, and ever since then, because people had seen your previous episodes, they're like, okay, I know what to expect, and now here
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
again, like, oh, what are you gonna ask me? But yeah, I'm
Yes.
ready. Go ahead.
All right. So the first one is, who got you into Star Wars?
Oh, I kind of answered that already in my super
Yeah.
long spiel. But really, it was my dad. So my dad has very fond memories he was either a kid or like a young adolescent of
Mhm.
going to theaters and paying his quarter to go in to see Star Wars. And obviously South
Nice.
America, so it was, Spanish dubbed
Yeah.
Star Wars. He didn't actually see English Star Wars until much, much later.
Uh-huh.
But he was a huge fan of it, and his friends were also super nerdy about Star Wars. So naturally, when he had kids, he brought us all into the Star Wars love, and he showed all of like me and my brothers the original trilogy, which we
Mhm.
were way too young to understand. We had
Yeah.
no idea what we were watching. We were like, "This looks cool," but it didn't become personal for me until the prequels.
Nice, nice. So for me, I think it's kind of almost the same thing. It was my dad too. And like he had all the VHSs. So like in the early 90s, that's when it was introduced to me. So I used to watch the OG trilogy like religiously on the VHS. And like I remember I used to have to ask him for permission. Can I get like because it was his special box set he had in his cabinet. So I had to make sure I would ask for it first. But I just remember watching it all the
Oh,
time. Yeah. And
that's so cute.
yeah, and it started from there, and then it just exploded after the Phantom Menace. Because seeing it in theaters is like a whole different experience. Like you'll always remember your first Star Wars movie in theaters, and from then it just slowly blossomed and grew over and over as more content came out. So
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was funny because when my older brother was finally old enough to go see Star Wars in theaters, my dad
mhm.
took him. Well, I don't know if you remember this because I wasn't around back then. And I don't know if maybe you were, but they like brought Star Wars back to theaters for like a special re-release. I don't know if they like added color where it was like
I
the
didn't see it.
re
Mm-mm.
Okay, maybe that was before both of our times.
Yeah.
But my dad was like so excited because he's like, "Oh, like Star Wars is back in theaters, and my son's finally old enough. I can take him." My brother must have been
Uh,
like 4 or 5 years old, and
yeah.
I'm like 2 years younger, so I was way too young to go. And my dad was so excited. He brought my brother to the theater, and the minute the opening crawl came up, that's like da and like it's
Yeah.
totally dark and da and like the words start coming up. My brother immediately starts crying and is scared.
Aw.
And my dad has to like carry him out of the theater. My brother did not want to go back. They just had to leave that day. So there
Oh
goes his
wow.
dreams.
Yeah. Oh
But now
wow.
here's his daughter. And I've got the channel and stuff. So,
The
it,
chosen one.
there you go. No, my older brother likes Star Wars too. But it's so funny because it's such a large and wide lore that
Mhm.
you could have two Star Wars fans that are into two completely different parts of
Oh,
Star Wars.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
because my brother's gotten really into the Thrawn trilogy, and I've always been all about the prequels. So it's just so interesting. You could have like
Yeah,
no two Star Wars fans are alike.
yeah, no, for sure, exactly. All right, so the next one is, and you have no idea what's coming. This is great. So, what is your dream Star Wars project? It could be
Dreams project.
anything.
Huh. Well, I have a
Mo-
few kind of lined up right now, but give me an example of what you consider a project.
so, like, it could be a movie, a show, a book, a video game,
Oh wow.
Anything, yeah, anything. Like, what would you dream? Like, I wish this would happen, whether it's a movie at a certain time or a show covering a certain area or a certain person.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you
Any,
elaborated.
yeah,
'Cause I did not understand the question initially at all. I thought you meant like what Star Wars projects do I have that I want to do? But no, that makes sense. Like in terms of content, what would I like to see
yes,
be produced? Huh. Well, I know there's like a Padme novel trilogy, so like Queen's Shadow, Queen's Peril, and there's like a third one I can't remember. Queen's Hope.
hmm
And it's all about Naboo and how the children are raised to, in the political system, and they're basically raised to be politicians. And I actually just got the first one on Audible. I haven't listened to it yet. So that's just my very basic understanding of the
uh-huh,
premise. I could be totally off base about that. But I feel like something around Naboo would be really cool and just their culture and
nice,
how they maybe even centered around like a young Padme and how she was kind of brought up to be, elected queen and then, senator. It's just a planet we haven't gotten to explore very much that
yeah,
I think a lot of people are really intrigued by. So I'd love to see a series around Naboo. It could be about Padme, but not necessarily. Just anything
yeah.
based on Naboo would be really cool.
That does sound really, really cool because I heard a lot of cool Naboo stuff, like especially after the episode of Mando when Jar Jar, where Ahmed Best came and rescued Grogu. There's a lot of like people saying like theories that that ship was going back to Naboo, because
Hmm.
I guess there's a book. I don't know what book it is. It might be one of those books, but there's some book where the Queen of Naboo that took over after Padme, she announced that all Jedi's are safe to hide on Naboo, and
Mm.
apparently in the books, spoilers, I guess, the Empire kind of goes, and some bad stuff maybe happens to that Queen of Naboo. But
Mm.
that'd be cool to see stuff like that, because there's a lot of lore there, I guess, with Jedi hiding there, and if Jar Jar's there, maybe Grogu's there. Like they could do a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, yeah, it would be super cool to have that because of all the planets, it's probably one of the ones we've seen least.
Oh yeah, for sure. So for me, I have a specific project I would like to see, and it's a Darth Maul project, of course. No surprise to
Oh,
anybody who knows me or is listening.
shocker.
But it's a very specific time in Maul's life that hasn't been explored. So from the end of Rebels, he escapes in a plane or whatever, a ship. Spoiler, but it's not really spoiler. But he survives,
Uh-huh.
and from that point, the next time we see Maul in any story is in Rebels. And in Rebels, he's like older, he's hiding in a Sith temple. So there's nothing in between. And there's a part in Rebels where Vader comes and Maul is terrified of Vader and leaves before anything happens. And I'm dying to see why Maul is scared of Vader, because there must have been some sort of interaction or some sort of fight, some sort of beef, but something happened for Darth Maul, who's pretty tough guy, pretty ballsy. He doesn't really, he's not scared of too many people, to be terrified of Vader and like want to kind of like hide and leave. So that would be my project.
Okay, I can see that. A mall project would be cool. I'd be so happy for you if that
Oh
happened.
yeah. Oh yes. It'd be great.
That would be
So
like an entire show about Thrawn for my brother. That's like the equivalent for you.
yeah, but I mean, he's kind of getting that in Ahsoka and maybe
Yeah.
future projects after that, because like Thrawn isn't going to be one and done in the Ahsoka show. He's going to be the Thanos, and he's going to be sprinkled everywhere for a little while.
Mm, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm
So
interested to see more of Thrawn because I don't know very much about him.
oh yeah, he's introduced in Rebels season 3, so season 3, season 4, tons of Thrawn, and like I've said in the past, he's probably my top 3 or top 5 villains in Star Wars. Like he is, oh, he's terrible. He's crazy, man. He's oh yeah. That's one thing you should try to focus on finishing and binging before
Yeah.
Ahsoka is Rebels. That
Hmm.
way everything will like make more sense and hit a lot harder. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be my next priority after Mando. When is Ahsoka season one?
So next Saturday we'll find out probably more details of that, like specific, but I mean maybe anywhere from late August to late October, maybe in that window, I would guess, because supposedly that and Skeleton Crew both dropped this year. So Ahsoka's gonna come first because it's done, and then Skeleton Crew maybe would be like November, December, kind of like the end of the year kind of deal, I would think. But again, next weekend, we'll find out a lot more about all that stuff.
Yeah. Did you already tell the people where you are right now?
Oh, so guys, technically, we're recording this episode very, very early. I usually record the week of, but I'm recording this the week before, and it's because right now, as you guys are watching this, excuse me, I'll be at London Celebration. So I'll be on the floor right now. It'll be roughly about 1 p.m. I would have gotten out of the Lucasfilm showcase panel, which probably would have gave us all this information that we're wondering
I know.
about.
Yeah.
So go check out my Instagram. I'll probably have a ton of stuff on the stories. I'll probably be like those infamous Twitter leakers, and I'll probably start tweeting everything that I find out in that panel. So check that out for like quick updates, as long as I don't get yelled at for being on your phone in there, because usually they're very strict. But
Mm.
the minute I get out, I'll definitely be like, "Hey guys, this." Like it's gonna be a wild weekend. So Yes,
Yeah,
London
that's gonna be
Celebration.
awesome. Are you excited for future you? Technically, you're in celebration right now. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm very excited. I just I just hope that future me plans out having lunch because last year at
Mm,
Celebration, the days were so packed and so busy. There were a few days where we didn't even get to really eat, or we ate once for the whole day. And by the end of the day, we're like starving, about to pass out, just because you go from the panel, then you have to go to the show store, then you got to go to the Funko booth, then you got to go to the next panel, then you got to go to the photo op, then you got to go to the red carpet premiere. Like it can be wild, and I just want to make sure I plan in food because I
mhm.
like food and I like to eat, so I need to, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bring some snacks with you.
Oh, for sure. We already planned. We're gonna load up our bags with a bunch of the food from the free hotel breakfast. So any like prepackaged cookies, muffins, bagels, like we're gonna load up. So we're gonna have snacks all day for
Nice.
sure.
If you're
Yeah.
watching this Friday, which I'm sure you are, make sure to comment below. Tony, remember to have your snack so that he gets all those
Yes,
notifications.
please. Yes, yes. That's a great idea, actually. So the last question is, what character do you want to see either come back or more of?
Okay. I definitely love to see more of Hera. I feel
Yeah.
like that'd be
Okay.
cool. Yeah, because I'm in the second season of Rebels and I love Hera so much. Like she just grows on you so quickly.
Oh,
Such a
nice.
likable character. So Hera, basically all of the Rebels crew would be really cool. Um, who else that can actually come back? Because some people, some people can't come back unless you're like Palpatine.
Well, I mean, for this question, it could be anyone. It could come back, or yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting. I hope to see CGI Jar Jar in Mando. I feel
Oh,
like
that's
that
a
would be
good
cool.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot
CGI Jar
about
Jar would
Jar
be
Jar.
cool. Yeah. Who else? I don't know. I feel like they're doing a lot with Bail Organa in the shows, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I'd probably say him if that wasn't the case. But they're including him a lot, so that's awesome. Who else that can come back? I mean, really just Hera and Sabine, which I know we expect to see eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
So, that's a good one. I don't want to just say Maul because I say Maul for everything, but but like Jar Jar is a good one. Who do I want to see? Damn, this is a good. I would like to see come back. So I'm gonna go, and I'm glad I have these vintage figures on the wall. Oh, fives. So Clone Trooper fives, and then Clone Trooper 99. So those two, like, they're probably up there for my top 5 favorite clones. I mean, of course, everyone has like Rex and Cody, but like I love fives. His storyline in Clone Wars is it's epic. I cannot wait till you get to it. You're gonna love fives. So I would love more stuff with fives. And Clone 99. I don't know if you've seen it. Do you know who Clone 99 is?
Mm-mm.
He's kind of like the deformed, crippled humpback clone that some of the clones pick on, but he has like the biggest heart and he's the nicest one out of all of them. So
Aw.
yeah, I like him a lot. You'll see the episodes with him, but like I would love more stuff with 99 and with fives. Like for Camino.
Yeah, that'll be good because where I'm at in Clone Wars right now, I don't know what season. I think it's season 2 as well, but we haven't actually explored the 501st very much. Just like mostly just Rex and like his relationship with Ahsoka and Anakin. So yeah, that'll be cool.
Gotcha. It's gonna be very cool the day you get past season 2. I feel like you've been on season 2 for so
I know.
long.
It's because I haven't picked it up in a while. The last time I saw it was when I was messaging you guys about seeing Obi-Wan on Mandalore and Sabine
Oh,
being
yeah.
introduced. But that's been a
Yeah.
minute. So, but I have to watch Rebels first, remember?
Yeah. So for Clone Wars, I think it starts getting like good and juicy and picks up at season 3. So Almost there,
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's what I've heard. I
Rebels
mean,
are
I've been
being
enjoying it. I think there's definitely like really interesting nuggets that I've gotten to see so far. But I just the episodes with the battle tactics and like we're gonna flank, this and like blah blah blah. I'm like, that's so boring to me. I don't care about your battle tactics, especially
yeah,
since, as an audience, we know that this entire war is just contrived by Palpatine to distract everyone and to keep, everyone from suspecting him as he like rises to power. So as a viewer,
yeah,
you're like, oh, this war is so stupid. There's no reason for it. So
yeah, for sure. All right, so I got a couple articles we're gonna get into. So let's bring up
okay.
this first one. So, Fallen Order 2 Jedi Survivor confirms I don't want to say major Jedi twists. So, I guess from the trailers, this is all stuff from the trailers. The guy that's in the back to tank is that Jedi guy that like seems like he's mean and stuff and wants to fight Cal or whatever. But I didn't notice this, but like I guess his robes are High Republic. So if you pause the
Mm,
trailer and zoom in, he has the High Republic logo on the back of his robe. So clearly
mhm.
he's a High Republic Jedi. So that's kind of crazy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess I would want to know why.
And like, why do they like free? Like they kind of froze him. They put him in hibernation, and they just
Oh,
yeah. That's the guy in the tank that Cal like finds in the trailer, and I'm guessing that he maybe like releases him. But like, why was he there and left there? Like, you know.
yeah, that's so interesting. And why does he want to fight Cal?
Exactly. So I think it's going to be a very interesting story for this because, like, maybe he was frozen during the High Republic, and maybe there was like some sort of like war similar to Order 66 that a lot of stuff happened and they forgot him, or he's legit turned and they kind of just like put him in there to keep him under wraps.
Mhm. So I didn't actually watch the trailer because I feel like it's kind of spoilers too. But scroll up to the picture at the top. That's is that him?
In the tank, yeah, in the back to tank, floating in the back to tank, yeah.
Why does his hair look white and then in the other picture his hair looks dark?
If you want, because he's just like floating in the water and the light and stuff. Like if you watch the trailer, like right there, it's just like the lighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
So I cannot wait for this game. We could have been already playing it for almost 2 weeks right now if it would have released when it was supposed to. But you're
No,
gonna
I'm
be
glad we're not.
oh, so you could
I have to finish Fallen Order first.
yeah. How you liking Fallen Order so
Oh,
far?
it's so fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so fun. Yeah, the ropes kinda kill me, when you have to jump on a rope and
Oh,
then, like, swing and jump on another rope. I'm like, "Am I the only one that has a hard time with this?" But I have such a hard time with those.
yeah, it gets tricky with those, especially when you have to do the rope and then land on the ice and then slide and then jump and get another rope. It's yeah,
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 I've fallen off cliffs.
yeah. I think that's where Patrick is actually stuck on one of those things where you have to jump and get a rope and swing, and he just gave up, and it's been a few
Mhm.
years. So Patrick, if you're watching, figure it out, bro. You need to finish that game, please, please.
Yeah, it is super fun, though. I love how Cal gets better and better at lightsaber dueling as the game.
Oh
So it's
yeah,
really cool at first, but it gets cooler and cooler as the game progresses, just with like all the lightsaber maneuvers. It's really cool.
oh yeah, for sure. So this one's interesting. This is just a rumor. I hope it's true, but that supposedly in Mando season 3, there's a rumored Andor character that might be popping up. You want to guess before I scroll down who from Andor might pop up in Mando season 3?
Is it Bix? Is it B2?
Oh, I wish it was B2. I freaking love B2. No, it's not. It's not Bix. It's not B2. You get one more guess.
Huh. Is it cereal?
No. Oh, I would be so mad if they wasted like that. Like, come on, Serial, that guy.
Who is
So
it?
the rumor is Mom
Oh.
Mothma. Yeah, that she'll be, I think, aged up a little bit more because of the
Mhm.
timeline difference.
Yeah.
But it's a rumor that she's gonna pop up. I don't know why, in what sense, but I'm sure it'll make sense. because she's also in Rebels too.
Hmm.
So she's in a couple parts in Rebels, but I would love to see her in Mando. That would just be so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely should because she was just an Andor. They have the actress. It's like, why not bring her back? Maybe she'll get the Bill Organa treatment and be in everything.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there's only what, 3 episodes left. So I mean, spoilers, she wasn't in today's episode. I know you haven't seen it yet, but she's not in there. So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I hope it's true. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. But there's going to be a second season of Andor, right?
Yeah, they're actually filming that right now, and actually, in a couple articles, I have something from it because there's some leaked footage. Because I think it's being filmed in Italy right now or somewhere like fancy. And man, all these foreign countries where they're filming, there's so many people with cell phones like recording stuff. Like I've seen so much stuff lately from like new shows. Like, what did I see today? I saw it was I think it was a movie, and like they had a ton of pictures from like a scene they were filming on location. I'm like, wow, this is probably like really bad. Kevin Feige's mad, but like, yeah, all these on-set locations, like stuff is leaking.
I wouldn't think there would be very many like on set like real world, for Star Wars because
Yeah, you would
they
think
have
that.
to, yeah, they have to look so otherworldly. Like, where could they be filming in Italy? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
you'll see. There's actual video too, so we'll play it and take a look. But this next one is very juicy and controversial, kind of.
3 new Star Wars movies rumored to get announced very soon. That's exciting.
So, well, the funny thing is, by the time people are watching this, I will have heard this or not heard this, because this would be announced at the Lucasfilm Showcase panel next Friday, which is the first day, which is the day this is airing. So the
I
biggest
have a
rumor,
question for you,
yeah,
kind of about Celebration. So you know about D23, right?
yeah,
And how that's a big thing for like Marvel and Star Wars and Pixar and Disney.
yep,
And they like to like drop a lot of like headline worthy titles then.
yeah.
Do you think they're gonna kind of hold back on Celebration a little bit to like have it at their like cornerstone Disney event? Because Star Wars Celebration has been around for so long. It's not really Disney's thing.
Yeah, I don't. So honestly, probably not. They'll probably still do the same announcements, but I'll predict if we don't get an Acolyte or Skeleton Crew trailer over there, then they'll do that for D23. So I can see something like that happening. Maybe we'll get the Acolyte trailer at D23, and next week they'll just talk about it. But I think with all these conventions, they try to like pick and choose and save a couple for here and a couple for there, because they do the same thing with San Diego Comic-Con. Like San Diego Comic-Con for Marvel has crazy announcements, but then they save some juicy ones for D23 too. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how that is. So
Yeah. I'm
into
guessing they're gonna save like a title or two, like a
yeah,
trailer for
yeah,
D23.
probably, perhaps, yeah. So we'll see. But the biggest rumor for the longest was that the 2025 movie was going to be announced at Celebration. So like that kind of was like everyone was saying that they're announcing that one movie, and then most recently the writer or the director for that movie all of a sudden dropped out. So it's kind of like, oh, here we go. So are they going to announce it or not announce it, because they just lost like the big name guy for the movie? So I guess they're still going to announce that movie, and then the next day, all of a sudden, oh, now we're hearing they're announcing 3 movies, which like
Mm,
really worries me, because like they kind of did this already back in, what was it, 2020, or whenever they announced, the Rogue Squadron movie, the Taika Waititi movie, Kevin Feige movie. They announced those 3 movies. Everybody was hyped, and now they're all canceled.
mm,
So I'm just worried they're going to announce 3 movies and kind of give us an expectation, and then all of a sudden, it all falls apart again.
yeah. I guess we'll see. I know Disney has been financially recovering from their acquisition of Fox for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
this is like super exciting licensing talk. But maybe it's been long enough now that they've financially recovered from that and can actually put some budget into a big movie like this.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. The 2025 movie that's supposed to drop in December, supposedly it takes place years after the sequel trilogy, but it's all new characters, but there might be like small cameo of like sequel trilogy characters like sprinkled in
Mm,
allegedly, so it'll
mhm.
kind of be new, but maybe Ray will pop up or Poe will pop up for something like a small cameo. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
do we have any hints as to what the premises of the 3 movies are?
know. I think, and I think they learned their lesson from trying to do a trilogy and fit and not having a consistent story. I think it might just be three separate movies that don't have nothing to do with each other. Now,
Mm,
I don't know if it's three different movies in three different eras, which would be the smart thing to give variety. But like, I'm a little scared it might be three movies all after the sequel trilogy. So
mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
I want one of these to be solo too.
I would love that, but I don't.
You
I would
doubt it.
love that. I would love that. That
I
would
will,
just
yeah.
mean Maul and Kira. We would get more Maul and Kira,
Yeah.
and that's what the world wants.
Yeah, I wish. That would be cool.
So next Friday, as soon as I get out of the panel, I'll probably go right to our group chat, and be like, "All right, guys, it's this, and this, like real quick." So we'll know next week.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll see how much they want to divulge at this stage in the process because it's probably still super early.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I'm like, it's kind of like ballsy to announce three movies because you know they're gonna be years apart. So you're telling me now you're gonna tell me the 2025, 2027, and 2029 potential movies. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Unless
see.
now my dream would be, and this is never gonna happen because then Disney doesn't want to make me happy, but my dream would be that they announce the next three movies are gonna be John and Dave, and they're gonna let them do whatever the heck they want. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, are they too busy with the shows? I don't know, but yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they are, but like they can make one movie be the finale for Mando. I know
Yeah.
I know Dave could do like a Rebels movie, something crazy, and then the third movie
Mhm.
could be like something completely new, or even just Grogu older as a Mandalorian Jedi, kicking ass
Yeah.
throughout the galaxy.
A Rebels movie would be awesome. I'd go see
Yeah,
that. Ugh.
a Rebels movie, and then I might be with a small group of people, but I want Grogu to become a Mandalorian Jedi, but I want him to turn to the dark side, like Anakin. I just
No,
I
not
just would
again.
yes, I just would love like that story never gets old to me, and like just to see him and like if he turned on Din, it would be so dramatic, like Anakin and Obi-Wan.
No, it would
Oh,
be so sad. I can't imagine Grogu actually speaking full sentences.
I
That's gonna be
know.
so weird.
It's gonna happen eventually, and I think Dave said that he might talk this or maybe say his first words this season. So I mean, maybe Mando season 4, he's like just talking up a storm.
That's gonna be so weird. I can't picture that at all.
It'll take a little bit to get used to, but I think it'll just start to just be hilarious. Like this little green guy just talking nonstop, being like Groot, like talking all the time and stuff kind of deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. All right. So the next one is Andor season 2 set video reveals stormtrooper sequence. So
Hmm.
it is filming on location. Where is it at? Oh, Spain. It's not Italy. So they are in
Oh,
Valencia, Spain.
I've been there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, hold on. So this was the sequence. Hopefully it'll play. Come on. Let me refresh this. So, I mean, someone's just chilling in the cut on their cell phone, and they just see, oh look, there's real life stormtroopers walking. So it's probably somebody like that works there or is on set that's from Spain, because like the Lucasfilm Disney folk aren't gonna do this because they'll lose their job real quick.
Yeah. I want to be an extra on a Star Wars show so bad.
That would
Just
be
like
so
hanging out.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's really cool. It looks cool.
yeah. So that's the sequence right there. So like little stuff like this, videos like this, pictures like this, have been popping up like all the time. Oh, is this a different angle? Oh wow, we get angles too. I didn't even see this one yet. And now, if this is a dope scene, now I kind of want to go to Spain just to walk this.
I've actually been there. It's like a really cool, very shallow like fountain. It's very
Oh, you
cool.
did it already?
Yeah, but now I want to go back.
So that's gonna be so cool when you're watching, because you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I did that walk already. Like I was there."
Yeah, I got the picture. That's so
That's
cool
so
though.
that's so awesome. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
stuff
very cool like space future looking building, so it definitely works for Star Wars.
that's awesome. So yeah, Andor is in production right now. So did you even finish Andor?
Funny story. So so when Andor was going on, I was in the move from Oregon to Florida, and I
Uh-huh.
recorded two reactions that I have not since gone back to edit. So I have two reactions to episodes that I eventually want to go back to, but I
Mhm.
haven't finished Andor because I'd actually like to still do reactions for them, but I don't know if at this point that's like a pipe dream and I should just let that dream go and just watch them already.
Yeah, so my first reaction videos were gonna be Andor, but like the first episode I had technical difficulty, so I didn't get to do it. But then after the first three episodes, I kind of was like, well, I'm glad I didn't, because there wasn't much for me to react to, because like not a lot happened. So you're not, I don't know. I mean, you could watch it, but I don't think you're missing much. Like for me, it kind of just put me to sleep.
I know everyone said that, but you know what's
It
so
it
funny
does.
about that is I think I was in the minority because I actually really liked the relationships that they were developing with
Yeah.
like Marva adopting Cassian
Oh no,
and
that
like
was awesome. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
I would tear up so much, especially with B2. Like
Oh
anything with B2, like being sad or not wanting his family to split up, I would get so like emotional.
yeah.
I have like reaction videos and I'm like, oh, it's just a droid, just stop crying. But no, I always meant to go back and watch it. But the reason I haven't is because I'm like, oh, maybe after I, edit those two reactions, I'll go back and see
Yeah.
more. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess we'll see. But I do want to finish watching it because I actually did really like it.
Yeah. So I mean, there was some stuff that's cool. Visually, it's probably the best looking Star Wars show visually, because they put
Yeah.
money in there. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think I enjoyed 2 episodes out of the 12. And I think my favorite thing was either the post-credit scene at the end, which was like a 10-second clip, or everything with B2, because B2, he's the man. He's amazing.
Oh, I love B2. At first, it was so weird how he was like talking, but then once I got past that,
Yeah.
I loved him so much.
Yeah. It was weird at first.
Yeah, like what is he talking? Why don't all droids talk?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, some more Ahsoka leaks. Surprise, surprise. This show has the most leaks ever, and it's like not even ruining it. It's just making it like everyone anticipating it even more.
Hmm.
So, this one is the girl, this lady from Mando. What's her name? Morgan Elsbeth. You remember her from Mando season 2, right?
No. Who's that?
What? So, she is a Night Sister. She is the one that fought Ahsoka with the spear of Beskar.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
I remember.
So you remember her. So she was fighting Ahsoka. She had the spear of Beskar, and she also works for Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I guess she is,
Oh.
yeah. Because remember, Ahsoka went to her and like, where's Grand Admiral Thrawn? Because that's her boss. So like, she would know where
Mm,
her employer would be. So
cool.
I guess she revealed that she's going to be returning in Ahsoka in some capacity, and I think that's pretty much it for the most part. A bunch of blah 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 blah. So that's cool. I want to explore more with her because like she confirmed like in an interview that her character is a night sister. So I want to see more stuff with that, which is crazy. And supposedly in the Ahsoka show, there's like a lot of stuff with like Night Sisters or something called Light Sisters, which is like a different version of the Night Sisters. Some crazy magical stuff that I don't know what it means, but I want to see it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, I feel like that's just confirming Thrawn, being in
Oh,
Ahsoka.
yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to get so much Thrawn. I still think we're going to get a tease of Thrawn in Mando
I think
before
so too,
Ahsoka.
at the very,
Yeah.
very end. I think so
Yeah.
too.
Because I still feel that Moff works for Thrawn. So, like, yeah,
And
I
that would
guess.
be such a great tease, like kind of how they teased Thanos into Marvel at the very, very end of Thor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, how hyped are you for the Ahsoka show?
I am pretty hyped. Probably not as much as most people that have like known Ahsoka for super long. I was introduced to Ahsoka last year when I started watching Clone Wars,
Yeah.
but I'm excited. I think it's going to be really good. And yeah, it'll just be good. It's a great time in the Star Wars timeline to be in. I do really like Ahsoka's character.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm pretty pumped, but probably not as pumped as you are.
So the minute you finish Rebels, if you complete that mission before it comes out, you're gonna be on a different level of hype. Like I guarantee it so much.
Yeah, I should just walk around with like that side quest like written on me like in a video game, like watch Rebels before Ahsoka. Yeah, your time is running out. Yeah, I'll. What's
So
this? Disney restricting Lucasfilm's upcoming projects.
yes, so lately Disney realizes that they've been dropping the ball with Marvel and Star Wars like a lot. So they've been
Hmm.
like tightening stuff up, like whether they're pushing stuff back so they can work on it more or canceling other projects so they can focus more on other projects. So for the Lucasfilm portion of Disney, they I guess canceled Willow season 2, which I loved the Willow movie. I grew up watching that, but the show I never finished it. I kind of pulled an Andrea and maybe watched a couple episodes, but
Thanks.
didn't finish. So, and then there's a rumor they were gonna do an Indiana Jones show, but that might get kind of canceled because I think it would have been
Mm.
about like his daughter, like a random Disney Plus show about Indiana Jones's daughter or something like that.
That sounds like it could be cool, like
It could,
kind of like Tomb Raider.
yeah, it probably would have been decent, but they're just
Hmm.
canceling that and focusing on Star Wars. So they
Mm.
want them to focus on the movies, I'm pretty sure is what it is. So they're canceling a bunch of stuff. And I mean, that could be a good sign that, okay, focus on one thing, not 80 different things. That way you could get maybe this one thing right and not have multiple things that are like mediocre.
Yeah, I know we've been talking about this a lot lately, but I really would love Star Wars to come back to theaters.
Yeah, like I miss because we had a 5 year run of that going to the movies every Christmas. Like I would watch it and then I would go home for the holidays and Christmas Day we would go to the theater again and watch it with the whole family. And like
Hmm.
I miss that. I miss getting my popcorn tin and the collector cup and having all that stuff. So
I
I
never
just
used
can't
to
wait.
get those. I would be like, what a waste of money. But now I probably would.
Yeah, now oh yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully hopefully it's 2025 cuz then if that's the case, that means for a lot of you guys that come to celebration in 2025 for your first celebration, like all of us in the group chat that haven't gone yet, it's gonna hit so hard because then there'll be a panel for the movie. So my first two celebrations I went to 2017, we got the trailer for the first time for what's the one that everybody hates? The Last Jedi. So we got the trailer for the I forgot the name. I try to blank it out. But we got the trailer for The Last Jedi, and it was so dope being in the convention center and everybody stopped what they were doing in the whole convention center and looked up at the big screens and watched it. And it kind of was like a mass, like, oh wow, because that trailer was dope. Like the
Hmm.
marketing they did for The Last Jedi was amazing.
Yeah.
And Chicago, it was the same thing. It was for episode 9. There was a panel. I didn't get into the panel, but on the live stage on the floor, they were playing it there. So I was standing around a stage with like 2,000 people, and we watched the Rise of Skywalker trailer drop. So we all saw the name for the first time, and everybody was like, "Oh!" And then hearing Palpatine's laugh, everybody was so
Mm,
confused, but like hyped at the same
yeah.
time because we didn't know about the disappointment that potentially was coming. We were just like, "Oh, it's Palpatine!" Like everyone got excited. So you
Yeah.
guys will get to experience that feeling of being in a either auditorium in the panel or at the live stage and seeing that trailer with a ton of fans for the first time. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to potentially going to Star Wars Celebration 2025. I'm gonna need like the full boot camp. This is how you get tickets. This is how you get into panels. Yeah,
Yep.
which is why if you want to go to Star Wars Celebration 2025, make sure you're keeping up with Tony's Star Wars Celebration content now because there's a lot of really
Yes.
good information on there about how to get your passes, the collectible pins, and all that. So you're in the right spot if you're planning on Celebration.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, so whenever those tickets do go on sale and I get that info, like I'm gonna make sure all you guys, you have to request off that day from work. You guys have to be home. You guys have to be in good Wi-Fi. You have to
Yeah.
have multiple browsers and devices. Like I'm gonna give you guys a crash course. If you don't follow it, I'm sorry. I tried. But
No,
yeah.
I would love to go. That would be super fun. But yeah, have you ever seen, actually, since we're talking about the movies, have you ever seen a Star Wars movie in 4D with the seats?
No, you have you?
Yeah, I did. I saw one of the sequel movies. I can't remember if it was the Force Awakens or The Last Jedi, but it's really cool because the seats will kind of like turn when like they're like flying in their orbit. So you're like it
Oh.
feels like you're flying with them, and then they'll kind of like jump when they like shoot. It's very cool. It's a very immersive experience. I do recommend it.
So was that at the AMC at Disney Springs?
No, it wasn't in Disney Springs. It was South Florida. I
Oh,
can't remember
okay.
which theater. But if you ever see tickets available for a 4D Star Wars movie, definitely give that a try. It's really cool.
Wow, I might have to try that for this 2025 movie if they
Mhm.
offer it, because that'd be sick. You're flying around in the ship and like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
And
a
you kind of
ride.
forget you're in a 4D theater. It just becomes a more immersive movie watching experience. It's cool.
Nice. I'll have to check that out
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah.
So the last few things I have are some good old collectibles that we all love.
Nice.
So the first one is the R2 that actually dropped today. So, what do you think about this?
Mm.
And did you order it? I saw a bunch of people in the chat grabbed it. I didn't get it yet. What do you think of this one?
Yeah. I don't know. I could change my mind about this potentially, but as of now, I'm really not a fan of the facet pops.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I prefer like the film accurate stuff. I just don't know what I would do with a collection of the facet pops. And it's probably not even vinyl, right? It's like a hard plastic.
It looks like it because, like, look at this. Looking at this picture, it looks like it's like clear almost.
Yeah, and it looks shinier than the vinyl. I don't
Yeah,
know. Are you a fan?
I don't know. Honestly,
You're like, I'm still thinking it
I don't
through.
know. I mean, maybe if I don't know. I like R2, so like maybe I would buy it just because it's R2. But like I would buy it if I saw it in store. Maybe I'm not gonna pay the ridiculous shipping fees and wait. But
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I
yeah.
guess I'm gonna wait until Patrick does his photo just to see how it looks.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't grab it. I mean, it's kind of cool, but like I mean, like,
Yeah.
say if the Funko booth in London has it in there, I'll probably grab it just cause like it'll be a souvenir and a memory from there.
Yeah.
But
That
other th
makes sense.
yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not a series I would want. Like, there's so many other pops, especially with all of the Return of the Jedi pops coming out, and like the new Jar Jar and the upcoming like pop rides that we like saw at WonderCon recently. It's just not something I would prioritize. I don't know. Comment
Okay.
below what you think of the facet pops.
Yeah. So speaking of pop rides,
These are
this is
exciting to talk about.
this is never gonna get old. We're gonna talk about this
Yeah.
here. We're gonna talk about this on your purchase or pass. We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about this on another live stream. So
We'll
when
be
my
talking about this for years.
I know, because it's a big deal. So my
Yeah, it is.
brother sent me, because I guess the tweets go out first before it gets posted on Instagram. So he sent me the tweet. So I had this picture before like anyone had it, and then I put it in the group chat right away. And I was like, this is a big deal because it covers so much in the timeline. Like you have
It
uh
does.
Clone Wars Ahsoka, you have Mando,
Yeah.
you have prequels Kenobi,
Mhm.
OG Luke, you have Rebels, and then you have the Phantom Menace, like Anakin, like sitting there, like Qui-Gon told me to stay in here. Like that
Mhm.
is
I
crazy.
love it so much. So, let me tell you which one my favorite is.
Yeah.
Actually, do you wanna guess?
Is it Hera?
No.
Oh, so it's probably Anakin, the
Yeah.
Naboo starfighter.
Ah, the
Yeah.
Naboo starfighter. I freaking love that ship so much. Actually, if I turn my camera, you can actually see the one I have. It's, like, up there. I love the
Oh, the
Naboo
OG.
starfighters.
That's the OG
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah, it's up
Oh,
there behind
nice.
some pots. You can't really see it too well. But I love that thing. It's just so nostalgic. It's so cool looking how it's yellow. I love that R2's in there. I love that
Yep.
he's got the Naboo pilot helmet. Oh, I'm so excited for that one. That one's the one I'm most excited about by far. I'd say the second is probably Obi-Wan in his Jedi Starfighter.
Nice.
That one's gotta be number 2, and then up next to that is probably going to Hera. I'm excited about Hera, but it's I don't know, it's a tie between Hera and Mando's Naboo fighter, I think, because I just love how Grogu's in the back.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that so much. So I probably would put Mando 3rd, and then it's probably a tie between Ahsoka and Hera. And then Luke in the airspeeder, I'm excited about, but we already have him in his X-wing, so that's probably
yeah,
like the one I'm least excited about.
yeah. This whole line is amazing. Like I'm gonna get all of them. So
Yeah.
I think I was the most excited for Hera because she's the one that I least would expect to get a pop ride out of all the characters and all the vehicles.
Yeah, it was
So
unexpected for sure. And it's
yeah,
so cool that she's got her helmet, but I don't know, I don't remember her wearing that helmet. When does she wear that?
I haven't watched Rebels in so long. It has to be something in Rebels. So
But
um
is that like an X-wing?
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's an
says
X-wing.
yeah,
Yeah,
X
an
yeah,
X-wing.
X-Wing, yeah.
But wouldn't it be cooler if it was the ghost?
It would be a million percent cooler if it's a ghost. But like
Yeah.
the ghost is, I mean, technically it's a bigger ship than a lot of these, but an X-wing
Mm.
is still pretty big, kind of. I mean,
Yeah, they are actually. But the ghost I can see is a bigger ship. But so is the Falcon. The Falcon's a huge ship, and we have a pop for that one.
but that Falcon pop is probably triple the size of these things because I think these will be. It's
Yeah.
still in the smaller box. That Falcon box, that my Falcon, you have the Falcon too, right?
Yeah, I do.
You saw how big that box is. That thing
Yeah,
is
the box is
ridiculous,
ridiculous. Yeah.
ridiculous. So these
Yeah.
are in smaller boxes that could probably still fit on a shelf in a box if you wanted, but so excited for this, and that's like a promising thing to see them giving us more variety of stuff that we wanted, especially prequels.
Yeah, finally. I know, finally we have prequels pop rides because I did so back when I did a few Funko features, which hopefully one day in like less than a million years I can get back to doing those.
Hmm.
But I featured Anakin with his pod racing helmet. And at the end of that, I
Oh
was like
yeah.
talking about it, like I wish they had him with his pod racer. And it's just crazy how we don't have any prequel pop rides, but we have like several from the original trilogy now, but I can't
Hmm.
say that anymore because it looks like we're gonna get some prequel pop rights finally.
Yeah. So,
I Are you interested to see what was in consideration that kind of got scrapped for some of these?
oh, why there's like rumors that there were, or you mean just like in general that
No,
there's
just in general, because you know they can only make so many at a time, but I wonder which ones they
hmm.
considered before they finally narrowed it down to these. I'm sure the pod racer was one of them, and then they decided on Anakin
Oh, that would make me
in the
so
Starfighter.
I'd be so mad. I'd rather the pod
Yeah,
racer because then
I kind of would too, yeah.
you could do a whole line because you could have him, Sebulba, you could do a bunch. Oh,
Yeah. If it was
I,
but it's so hard for me to decide because I love the Naboo Starfighter so much, it's my favorite ship in Star Wars, It's
Yeah.
so hard, but the pod racer is also so cool. Like the way it connects to like the two motors is so cool. Especially
Yeah.
now that we're getting Jar Jar with like his tongue
I
being
know.
numb. It
Oh,
would be like really cool together. But
such
yeah,
a missed opportunity.
we need a Padme in her Senator Naboo ship, or Captain Panica in
Yeah.
the Naboo ship. We need more pop rides from the prequels, but I'm happy to at least get these ones.
So one positive thing is since they announced all this at WonderCon, of all places, with Celebration being next week, Funko does have a panel at Celebration. I'm going to it too. Like it's one of the ones you just walk in. It's not like one of the ones you have to win a lottery to get in or anything. But they should be announcing new product, is what they said in the description for the panel. So if whatever they show us has to be better than this, because if not, they should have saved this for Celebration and gave them like scraps, because like this is really cool. So I'm have high
Super cool.
expectation that it's going to be this level or better at the
I'm
Funko
kind
panel.
of predicting from Funko. I'm predicting some Funko sodas because remember
Oh
a
yeah,
while back we saw that huge list of prequel Funko sodas. Probably
yeah,
gonna be some of those.
we'll probably get to officially see those, because it was what, Asajj, Anakin, Mace, Obi-Wan,
Yeah,
maybe Cad
I
Bane
think
was in
Rex
there.
was in there.
Rex, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then they'll probably officially unveil the mall one too, even though places are having on pre-order now. So, yeah,
yeah.
we'll probably get the sodas, but I want some like crazy pops or pop rides or movie moments. So,
I just want just one. You know what I'm gonna
Padme,
say?
Padme,
Yes, just
yeah.
one freaking Padme pop. Just give me one and I'll be happy. Ugh, it's so frustrating, but yeah, uh, just one.
So the last thing I have is Celebration, the pins. So somebody on one of the Facebook pin trading groups made this, but this is pretty much all the pins that they're gonna have at Celebration. So out of all these, which ones like intrigue you the most? Which ones you like the most? Which ones do you hate the most? Because there's a lot.
I thought it was interesting that they're including young Leia, just because we don't have any other merchandise of her yet. Oh, at
Yeah.
the bottom, at the Obi-Wan
Oh, there she
Kenobi.
is. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of the art that they did for her
Uh-huh.
specifically. Like, why did they make her pin so large? She's supposed to be a child.
Like a child. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like taller than Reva in this.
Well,
Um,
I think that might just be the picture. Like in person, it might be a little bit more to scale, possibly.
yeah,
So
yeah, but I thought it was cool that they included the twins in that. I like Sabine Hopper; those two are cool.
yes.
Um, yeah, let's see what else. Yeah, they've got a lot of cool ones, a lot of unexpected characters. They got Anakin, which is good. They got
Yes.
baby Ahsoka. Yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think? Which ones are you hoping to get?
So oh man. So I already have the top three, the three packs here, the Mando, Return of the Jedi, and Andor. I have those pre-ordered, so I pretty much own those already. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to get a lot of these. It's not gonna be very smart financially, but like the only way to get these is there at the show store. So I definitely want the Rancor. It's a jumbo pin, so it's bigger than
Oh,
the other
nice.
ones. So
So nice.
I definitely need the Rancor. Definitely need the Rancor trainer, because you can't have one without the other.
What's his name?
Malakili.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. This one surprised me that they did a Mon Mothma, because we have nothing of her.
Yeah. They could have included her with the Andor stuff.
Oh, they could have, yeah. But well, this person just did this and just he made this himself.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
this isn't
okay.
official. Yeah. He
Got it.
just made this
Okay.
because they posted that teaser reel kind of showing it. So this person just took each frame and put it together on what they kind of predicted. So
Got it. Okay.
and then I like the Bib Fortuna. He's just so ugly and scary. And something
Yeah.
about it is cool.
He looks
And
very Dragon Ball Z in this.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. And then Max Rebo, of course, because this man survived the barge. He survived the cantina blowing up. This dude is a legend.
He is the ultimate survivor.
Now and then, yeah, Anakin for sure. He's
Yeah, I like
he
those.
he's coming in the blind boxes, and in the blind boxes, there's 4 pins, chase pins that we don't know what they are. So I'm
Mm,
hoping there's a chase Anakin with yellow Sith eyes, because that
mm.
would be so fire if they did that.
Yeah,
So
I can see them because it'd be the same mold, just use a different color
yeah,
around the
just
eyes.
exactly, and everybody would go nuts for it for no
Hmm.
reason.
Yeah,
And then yeah, Chopper. I'm super excited for Chopper. I love Chopper.
yeah. That one will probably also have some chases too.
Yeah, potentially. So, but yeah, so that was the last bit of collectibles that I have on here. So that's all I have. Do you have anything else before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so. In terms of things, should I just talk about things coming up on the
Yeah.
channel?
What you
Okay,
got next?
I didn't know if you were gonna ask, but
Yeah, of
so
course.
I just hit 400 subscribers, which is
Yes,
really cool.
congrats. Let's
Yeah, thanks.
go.
Thanks everyone that has subscribed. But I promised a room tour. So yeah, speaking of all my collectibles, I
Ooh.
got like my shelf over here, got like my backpacks over here. And then I have like my little pin corner wall over
Uh-huh.
here. So I'm gonna be doing and recording the room tour. I've been procrastinating on it because I'm like, it's not ready. I need like viewing
Yeah.
lights over here, lamp over here. But I feel like it's time. Like chances are I'll keep making changes to it, but I want to at least get this room tour out so
Mhm.
people can like see the whole collection. So I'll be recording that pretty soon. And then other than that, you know, the regular live streams that the gang does. So keep an eye out for those. Those are super fun. One of my
Oh
favorite
yeah.
things on YouTube is getting to interact with the live chat and getting to meet people. Like you brought JT on to Mando Talk for the first time the other day. Like
Yep.
that's super fun. I just love getting to know like new Star Wars people. So
For sure.
yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. So I'll put Andrea's info in the description. Definitely check her out. But that will be it for this episode. I almost said this episode of Mando Talk. For this episode of Sith
Great
Talk,
Mando talk. Yeah.
we'll see you
And
guys
make
next week.
sure, before you go, make sure to drop a like on this video to show Tony some
Yes.
love. He put so much work into this podcast and into the channel in general. So
Thank you.
definitely deserves it. And I know he won't ask you, so I will. Please drop a like.
Yes. See you guys next week.
Bye.